Welcome to Forever Exile, the Path of Exile podcast. I am Justin, aka Tags.
Tyler Wrecker of Days!
Episode 114. Sounds like a big number.
Yeah, it's pretty small. Starts with
114?
ones, so it's gotta be small.
Yeah, but I don't know. 114, that's a multiple of something. So
It is. Yeah, it's divisible by a number that we're not going to bother.
At least
dealing
two.
With.
No, at least two.
Yeah, sure.
50.
Oh, get out of here. Don't even.
A big shout out to a couple patrons that resub. Thank you,
Did you
so
say 50?
much. What? Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is the math podcast where we struggle, both of us.
57?
That's why I stopped.
57.
Yeah, I was gonna say 57, but
but it's probably 77.
my first thought was my head goes 60. No, that's 120. It's not 50, so that's 100. It's okay. So we're at 50. It's at least 50, and then it would be 7 into 14.
So 88. Eric Lindros.
7,401.
Final answer.
Anyway, big shout out to our patrons. You guys are awesome. If you're curious what our Patreon is, it gets you access to After Dark, which is our podcast after the podcast, and it supports the podcast. But it's just more of Tyler talking about stuff and things after dark.
Justin talks sometimes too. But yeah, thank you for the resubs. It's very kind of you.
You guys are awesome. Your faces are beautiful.
And thanks, Ryan. Was listening to the podcast the other day and sent me a screenshot of the date of our very first episode because we were talking about it last week. And so, Justin, what great timing Ryan had, because in 2 days, I guess the day that this comes out, December 12th, 2019.
Ooh, the day it comes out?
Yeah, we're 2 years old.
Oh, I hope Ryan didn't listen to it, but just screenshotted it.
No, I don't know. Well, I'll have to ask him. Something tells me he started from the beginning. And
I think he did too, and that's commitment. If you go back now and listen to it, skip many of them. Start at like 113, around there.
Anyway, happy 2-year anniversary, Justin. I didn't get
Wow, that's so cool. 2 years. Who'd have thought?
Mm-hmm. I like
Who'd
your
have thought?
shirt. Is that pink?
It is very, very pink.
I'm pink,
23.
yellow, blue. Love it.
Engineered. It's a Jordan shirt, but you want to know what I like the best about it? It's got a really tight neckline. I hate when a neckline like sags. Yeah. This one is like sucked to you. It's almost a turtleneck, but it's not high.
Yeah, don't look at my old Walmart Fallout shirt. I got
no, it's working. Yours is fine.
The crinkle neck.
No, it's working fine. It's that big thick neck of yours that's filling it in.
It's because I'm fat now. Now I fill out my saggy shirt instead of me buying tighter shirts.
Yeah. Anyway, that's cool. 2 years ago. Thanks, Ryan. Sweet. How's your week, Ty?
Good. I mean, still dealing with flood stuff. We were fighting with the insurance company for a bit based on wording. We've gone through multiple opinions now of people that we trust and people that are experienced. And
wait, with the insurance, are they actually? Is there a potential of them covering it right now?
No, it's like it's just one of those things. Like insurance companies speak in insurance talk. I have no idea what that means. No matter what type of English they're speaking, I don't understand it. So it was just. We're not covered by insurance, but it took a lot of back and forth. Like, what do you mean we're not covered? It says this. And they're like, well, that only means that, like, it's the difference of insurance language versus non-insurance language. But at the end of the day, we've gone through a lot of people that we trust. We're not covered, but it was a lot of back and forth. So honestly, nothing's been done in the house. I mean, my wife and her brothers have like ripped apart the carpet and taken off some of the flooring and stuff like that. So they've done a lot of some wonderful labor, and that's been very kind. But now we're in the process of knowing that it's on our own. And so, but a lot of that's a waiting game, right? It's like, okay, so you message your adjuster, or you message your insurance broker, and then it's like, okay, well, what do you do? Like, there's only so much you can do. You don't want to like throw stuff out if it ends up we're covered and they need to take a look at it. So you message someone. You guys
have applied for the relief stuff, right? Emergency relief stuff?
We just did. We didn't want to apply for the emergency relief that the province is providing.
Just in case
we got approved. I didn't know if it would mix anything up, but you have 90 days to apply for it. So, and it seems like it's going to be legit. So anyway, awesome. Yeah, it's just one of those waiting games where you really want to get stuff done, but you have to wait for the reply, but that could be 1 or 2 business days later. So
especially right now. Yep.
So there was that. I haven't read my book in a week. Do you know why I don't read my book, Justin? There's one reason that I don't get around to reading my book.
Well, I would imagine it has to do with walking, but I don't know.
Right. Sick kids. So I got another sick kid. Yeah, Oliver's been sick this week. And
that sucks.
But it's funny. Like last night, he fell asleep around dinner time and he woke up at breakfast. And I was joking with my wife while he was sleeping.
God, that must feel amazing.
I know, but guess what? today, and it's guaranteed. I told her last night, today, he's going to feel almost better. He'll be coughing, but he'll be full of beans.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of energy.
Ready to
and it's
go.
true, like all morning, he was like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," and he's talking about his thing right now is farting and wieners, and he likes to combine them sometimes. So he's talking about fart wieners, like nonstop.
Awesome.
And so anyway, but it's good. Yeah, he's hanging out. He's just got he's hanging out with the cat in his bedroom right now, so he's not loud. It's pretty sweet. I don't know if you've seen The Wheel of Time. That's a book series that my wife has been reading by
Is that
Robert
Amazon?
Jordan. Yeah, it's on
the
Amazon
Amazon
Prime.
show? Okay. I don't know anything about it, but I did see it.
It's a book series that's epic and huge, and my wife's been really into it. It's huge. And so anyway, Amazon's making a series about it. And of course, as book snobs like my wife and I are, she who has read the book can't stand the show. I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. And so we're going through it. It's one of those things where we don't want spoilers because she.
This is why you don't read.
That's right.
I think that's the solution.
Let other people teach you. Let the movies do the work.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
But one thing I don't get, and even The Witcher, like I love The Witcher, but do you remember in The Witcher show when Triss is doing her magic and other people really like, why can't people do magic well? Like so many, even like other TV shows, so much like almost every single time I see someone do magic, it's like the director's never read a fantasy book in their life. It looks ridiculous. It looks so
her magic
stupid.
was cool when
Triss?
she brought like the stuff up from the ground and like
You
closed
thought
off.
that
I just
looked
rewatched
cool? It looks so dumb.
What did you want it to look like? Like animated and magical and sparkly?
No, I don't
get
actually care how it looks. I care how the caster looks. It looked
Oh.
so dumb and out of
I
place.
don't
It
remember
takes
that
me
part.
so out of the moment. So anyway,
I don't look that
same
far
thing with
into
Wheel
it.
of Time. No, I don't think about it. It's just like all of a sudden there's something that happens in a show and you're like, oh, that's stupid.
That's not real.
No, not real. It's just it looks dumb. Anyway,
Okay.
Wheel of Time does the same thing. It doesn't really have good casting. Actually, you know what, Geralt, I like that style, like where it's like just quick shot with his arm, where it's like he's trying to block something, but instead all of a sudden there's like this barrier in front of him, a magical barrier. Like I like that. It looked really good when in The Witcher when Geralt was doing it. But anyway, Wheel of Time didn't nail the magic.
Yeah, I think we will watch it, but it's on a list to eventually maybe get to. Plus, I
good.
feel like they were releasing them episodically. I don't know if that's a word.
Yeah,
but
they're
like,
doing it weekly.
Nah, get out of that. I don't want that. I want the whole season.
Justin's like, so 2022.
I'm not going back into time of like waiting a week to watch a show.
Well, the Disney Plus series do that too. Hawkeye's doing the same thing, and I'm getting really tired of Disney's like writing script and the style that they go through. I'm getting kind of like, okay, yeah, seen it 1,000 times before. But I still don't want spoilers, so we're trying to trek through Hawkeye at the same time as Wheel of Time, which is, I don't like bouncing between stories, but they came out at the same time. So now, last thing though, 2 days or the day of this release, last race of the Formula One season, man.
I know I am so like screwing clients, my work, my family. I will not be on my phone.
No.
I already saw something from Free Practice 2 that already I was like, oh, I don't even want to see this. I don't want to know anything.
Really?
Just
from practice from Abu Dhabi?
From today. Yeah, because I'm assuming something happened based on what I saw, but I was like, I don't even want to see this. I don't want to know anything until I actually get to watch it. So my phone, I will have nothing to do with it.
Are you going to watch live
any
tomorrow?
social media?
5:30 in the morning.
No, for qualifying or the race, I won't watch them live. No.
Oh man, so yeah, you better ignore that phone because I'm
be
getting
touching
up. I'm watching it live because there is no way a title deciding race is going to get spoiled for me. No way.
I'm literally. I already told Christina Sunday morning my phone will actually be off. I will not have it on. I won't be doing anything until I've had a chance to watch the race. Who's going to win? Who do you want to win?
I kind of want Hamilton to win.
Yeah.
Get him like I don't like ties in record books. I don't like ties in record books. Right now he's tied with Schumacher for the most championships ever.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Get him the 8. Get him 8. Then like it's easy to cheer against him even though he's a great guy. You know, then you can cheer for the new up and comer. I also like I've been hearing he's been just with people that know how to drive. Apparently Hamilton's been just as cheap as Verstappen. It's just with other things and sneaky ways and stuff like that. How the team's going about stuff as well. So, but I mean, this is how every title fight's decided. Not every title fight like this, but like this is just how teams get at each other. This is how drivers play games with each other. I remember Nico Rosberg saying Michael Schumacher would be playing games with him. Like Schumacher picked him on him all the time. I should send you a thing where Schumacher and Vettel like played games during an interview with his mic. But anyway, like Schumacher would stay in
I've
the
seen it.
bathroom
I've seen it.
until like 10 seconds before before people had to get into their car, and then he'd get out, and he knew that Rosberg always had to take a pregame piss. Always. So like, anyway, so I think I'm going for Hamilton though. Get it done, get it out of the way. That's awesome. Like new regulations are next year, so who knows how Mercedes is going to do. So, yeah. How about you? Do you care?
Yeah, I want Hamilton to win. It's not that I don't like Verstappen. I just don't like Christian Horner, like with a passion. And Verstappen falls into that. I also find him to be a bit of a baby, and I just don't want to hear whining. Like, and Hamilton's been the same way. I don't like to listen to the whining. You got a penalty, suck it up. It is what it is. You might not agree with it, but it's not going to change. So.
Mm-hmm. But then there's like Verstappen saying like, okay, say hi to them for me. Like when he was told about his black and white flag for swerving on a straight.
Yeah, I'm not sure where I fall on that because I don't know enough about F1 to know like how I understand stuff's changed and some of them might not like it. I also realize that the FIA wants people to not die. So there's a reason for why they come up with the stuff that they come up with, whether I understand it or agree with it. There's people that know more than I know, but I do know that Christian Horner, I just want to watch him cry. I want to watch him just look defeated, and then maybe next season Verstappen can do it. I will say I think Max has actually been a better racer this season than Hamilton. He's just consistent. He's really been for how young he is. He's good. He's a good racer.
Yeah,
but he's just tied to a dickhead. So
I don't mind Horner. I like Verstappen. I wouldn't be disappointed no matter what happens. But I think as
long as it results in I was joking about them crashing in our chat, and I feel like I got Chris a little upset with me. It was kind of fun, but I would rather them actually finish the race and have a good competition back and forth. I don't want to see them end to something stupid. But if I was Max, I would crash right into Hamilton right off the bat.
Imagine that's if what I would do. A finish where it's like Bottas and Ocon last race.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Crazy.
Poor Ocon.
I know, right? 2/10 of a second.
Did you see him like just beat his wheel? And he even said in an interview afterwards that his something about the steering wheel was crying or had tears or something because he had.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
How's your wheel?
My wheel's awesome. So I got my computer.
Yes,
this is my first one we're recording on the new computer. It's all built. It came in on parts came in on Monday. It's bigger than my previous one, so it took a bit to figure out how I was going to get it on my desk and how I wanted to set it up. It's all air cooled this time, not water cooled, which I like for the ease of it, but I also realized just fans are louder by a pretty reasonable amount than a pump with fans just cooling radiators. And what's really annoying me right now is I have Discord on my left screen, and you put up a picture of I can't remember what her name is, Audrey Plaza or something from Parks and Rec, and she's just staring at me.
Is that from Parks and Rec where she's just like
like
dipping her tea? Oh, I love that.
It's a really good show. It was fun.
I've heard it's a good show, but I haven't seen it. And
her and Chris Pratt are awesome in it. Actually, a lot of the characters in that are really good. Anyway.
Actually, or literally, that's who it was.
Literally, yeah, that's Rob Lowe's character.
Literally.
But so a new computer's built. This will be the first one recorded. I did some work on it yesterday, so loaded up Farming Simulator because obviously you gotta make sure that's working.
Right.
But I haven't had much time to actually play with it. So hopefully the recording goes well today, and hopefully the editing goes fine.
Do you have a stack of wheat, just in a plastic bag somewhere, so that when you load up Farming Simulator, you can just put a nice stick of wheat between your teeth? And
I was laughing at Christina last night as we were going to bed that YouTube is now suggesting videos to me of real people doing real farming, and I've watched it. I watched a guy drive in this massive harvester with this massive combine, and he was doing barley. And I watched 45 minutes of this dude driving a monster
That's awesome.
tractor. It was. I was like, I know how to do that. Yeah,
dude, you're doing it 2 weeks early though for your temperament. Like the game taught.
Yeah, he had a bad yield. I could tell it was coming. Anyway, it was a good week. It was good. It's a little hectic the end of this week. This week is the end of everything being stupid busy. So I am very much looking forward to Monday when things will have calmed down.
Yeah.
And we have our private league.
We do.
Starting on Sunday.
Starting in 2 days. So sorry, people.
You're starting today.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
sorry. It's
That's
starting
right.
today, Friday the 10th.
Yeah, but Justin and I have insane days today, so we have to record. Like, basically, we just dropped our kids off at school, and then we came home, turned on the
Yep.
monitor, and away we go.
Normally we'd have
So,
played for a little bit first and then
yeah.
talked in this. So that'll be next week talking more about it. And after dark, we'll maybe be able to talk a bit about the private league, depending on how that goes. But
we
yeah,
wish you all very many merry deaths.
Many, many deaths. Yeah. If you're interested in the private league as well, it's running from the 10th to the 20th. I don't know. There might be another event happening, but whatever. There's also our event. But you can find information for it on Discord under the announcements. And yeah, we've got slots available. We'll add more as people need it. So come on, join Solo Self-Found Hardcore. Super fun, lots of prizes. And we'll be in Global 2121 as usual. I'm going to hopefully play.
I like that you said
for a little
lots of
bit today.
prizes when Ziz's thing is going on at the exact same time.
Have you seen our
away
list?
like $5 and he's giving away computers.
There's multiple 20s.
It's for
multiple
fun.
20s.
It's for fun.
It's for fun. It's for fun.
He looks
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
like a man.
Yep. Hey, I will say you probably have a much better chance of at least winning in ours because currently there's almost a prize for everyone.
I will play. Hey, but today's the day at noon. You can start watching people broadcasting and you can get that free Wrangler portal.
Oh, is that the next one?
Yeah, and it's only for today, which of course when you hear this, it's not going to matter because
Son
it's
of a-
done. But
What did I do?
I love the Wrangler setup. It looks so cool. Reminds me of the Wasteland video games, kind of like
Oh, I
the
have
old
that
school
one. Yeah, it is cool.
cowboy,
Is it
like futuristic, but everything's run down. You know, apocalyptic stuff. They actually started. They're from the creators
Right.
of the first Fallout, right? So they loved that apocalyptic thing. But it's like,
Yep.
just like the old school look. But one of the things, of course, is a skull, which you and I agree is completely realistic.
Totally.
Anyway, matching portal.
Sweet. So that starts today. Yeah, because that's watching the gauntlet, obviously, but that only lasts for today. So if you're listening to this now, sorry if you didn't get it.
Too bad, so sad.
Too late.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Ty, for bringing that up.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, yeah, so Private League starts today. It's going to be fun. If you're interested in more information or joining, hop on our Discord.
Yep. And
See you guys on there.
we check the wait list every day.
Yeah.
At least
You
once
can-
a day. So if you're
yeah.
on the wait list, don't worry about it. We'll
It will be for a very short amount of time. And you can
minimum
also still
24 hours.
message us on Discord. There's no way it'll be 24 hours. You can message me on Discord and I'll do it right away.
I
just
check
am out and about.
twice a day. Justin, he lives it. He breathes it.
That's right.
Has
yeah.
anybody joined? Has anybody joined?
I have Discord on my phone. So if you at me, I will see it. I don't. Yeah. That's the best way to get in. If you're on the wait list, just at me. What's that what the kids say? Just slide into my DMs with an at thing.
Shut up, Justin.
All right, let's get into this week in PoE. We got some stuff to talk about.
It is fun trying to be young. Console, Justin, is up to date. This might be the first time until like patches are done, and maybe patches are done, but console's equal to PC in patches. They're both at 0.2.
I feel like that happens as we get closer to the end of each league, right?
It does, but I don't know. It seems early. Seems like 0.2 just happened for PC, and then it all of a sudden just happened for console. So anyway, it seemed quick. So anyway, I was excited about that. And I
Sweet.
guess there was a big stink in the community because in the past, console has had some of these endless events. They didn't get
Okay.
any this league. And the console community is like, what? Anyway, out of nowhere, it's not even on the announcements page, but if you pay attention to their Twitter, they're like, oh, by the way, we're starting Endless Delve this coming week for console.
Right. Okay. So I saw that, and I was actually wondering because I don't pay attention to console stuff. Does console normally? Did they do the events for console in the past?
I don't know from officially for sure.
I thought
now,
they didn't.
These endless things aren't. They're pretty new, right? But
Right.
people were mentioning like, hey, we've done the endless thing before. Like, why are we getting excluded now? So if I'm taking what
Okay,
those
so
people
they
said
have-
to
okay.
heart, then yeah, then we have. But that wasn't something that I really paid attention to. I'm excited for this one because I know that my wife's going to be itching for Sims. Every time we have a private league is when, for some reason, her Sims craving kicks back in. Yeah, it's always at private league time, and then this weird
League launch.
timing about a month and a half later for league launch. That's right. So as a single
That's
PC
awesome.
family, single car, single PC, we really just got to up our game and just live in dead. Hey,
You don't really have the spot. Maybe once your office is back, you could fit a second one in.
still pretty small. Still pretty small.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Or
Anyway,
you just keep that one there. in the
That's
middle of
right.
your living room.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, look what
I
I'm
love
doing.
it.
Yeah, that's right. So no, she hates having the computer upstairs. For people listening,
I could see that.
we have the my office is our house structure. The office is downstairs, but because our basement got flooded, everything's upstairs right now, and so we have our computer little desk in the living room. And so now she hates it because now I'm like walking by while she's playing Sims, and I'm like, "What you doing?" No, I don't think. No, that looks really bad. Why don't you change the color? Why don't you do that? She just
You're
hates it.
judging her Sims.
I on purpose too, because I know it'll drive her nuts. But
And you know nothing
she just she wants to go downstairs, close the door.
Yeah, be left alone.
Yeah, shut it, buddy. I'm listening to my podcast, my YouTube, and I'm listening. And I don't listen to yours, so shove it. So anyway.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but no, it'll be good. Anyway, yeah, console's up to date. They're getting Endless Delve, which is awesome, even if it came later from complaining, whatever the reason is.
Kind of weird
to
that they don't do them at the same time. I don't really get why. Like, if the plan was always to do an Endless Delve console event, why not run them simultaneously?
Yeah, I don't know how it works in terms of timing and how to go through Microsoft and Sony for those things. There was definitely a huge voice of it's clear to us now we're secondary from the console people, not
they've
getting
always
the same
been
events.
secondary. Like, that's not a surprise.
For sure. But, the same, the argument of no matter
Do you think they did it because of that, though? Because I don't. I feel like they probably always were planning to do a console.
No, I don't think they were, because I don't think they were planning it, because with league launches and such, they're now getting to the stage where, and it's been like this for quite a few leagues, they're like, PC launch this day, console launch this day, and it's in the same thing.
Do you think they could put that together that quickly, though?
Well, no, like not what. So when you're announcing your stuff, you have it planned ahead. It's like, okay.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
So,
but I'm just saying, do you think they could have that quickly gone like, okay, we do need to do one for console. Yeah. Let's just put it. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think if they were planning on it, they would have announced it at the same time. There wasn't even an announcement. Like there was just people didn't even know it wasn't happening for console until the replies. Like it wasn't even mentioned saying console's not happening. So then people are getting replies, and then they were like, no, sorry, it's not going to happen with this, that. And then they come up with some sort of developer reason that doesn't make sense to users. It's just, please care about us too. And then all of a sudden there's a tweet, not even an announcement saying. So I don't know. It seems like it was just added on later to appease, and great, awesome. It wasn't ignored. And so I'm excited to give it a shot, zombies. Woo. Endless Delve got a lot easier once I unlocked SRS at level 4. Zombies.
Did you play Endless Delve?
I got to like level 10. Yeah.
Okay. I did play the Endless Delve event.
How'd you think?
A little bit. How did I think of it?
Yeah. What? Yeah. How did you want to?
How did you think of what it was? The event is fine. I do like the event. It's fine. There are. I think I messaged you actually saying I'm glad I didn't play the Endless Delve event right before we did our last recording, because I think we talked a little bit about it maybe at that point. I don't remember, but so I have a couple things with regards to it. One,
couple things.
It reminded me first off how awful characters are in the beginning, and Delve isn't forgiving in the sense of like, hey, we'll just give you less mobs and blah blah blah. So within like, I want to say I was in like the 3rd to 6th level, like very very early on, and I got one of those ones that's where you got to unlock raise all the roas. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you just
ridiculous. Like I'm trying to move, and I'm trying, but half the time a roa's just flying from off screen, and then poof, you're dead. And I mean, the good thing with Delve is you can keep doing the one, but that gets a little frustrating to have it that. And seriously, roas through the whole Delve event are brutal until you're way further into your developed character. It's just tough. It's really tough in the beginning of Delve. It always is. Plus your skills are garbage, and
yeah, I think
the uniques kind of help a little bit, but
yeah, definitely. I was wondering like, why am I not using so many health blasts? What's going on? And I take a look at one of the uniques, and it's like you get life per kill, and I'm like, oh wow, that's helpful.
So it does help. The other thing that it was really, I hate saying there's some things on console that are better on PC.
There's a lot of things.
There's very few. But there is one thing on PC that Delve makes it just unbelievably in your face how awful it is. I love the fact that you get, is it Lanny that sells the skills?
Yes.
Okay, so she's there. Everything's a scroll of wisdom. Love that.
Do you think it's Lanny or Lonnie?
I think the A is silent.
Lanai?
Lanny. I don't know. But so I love that. I love that you can pick all of them. They're only a scroll of wisdom. They start you off with a stack of 40 scrolls of wisdom, which
Smart.
is great. Do that all the time, please. But so when you're playing the game now, you get your skills really early. You can set your links up. You can set up additional skills. Delve is not an event where you can stop, right? In Delve, when the cart starts to move, you better start moving too. And the cart doesn't stop until it's at its end. And when it's at its end, you're getting bombarded until everything's dead. I am the type, I can't imagine I don't think I'm by myself on this. When a skill gem's ready to level up, it kills me to not level it up right then because I'm losing out on the XP now to continue leveling it up. When 8 of them pop up on the right-hand side, because you've got all these new skill gems that you're leveling.
And you're like,
and the delve thing's not stopping.
Yeah, you're halfway.
And I found it, I don't know why, but that just drove me up the frickin' wall.
Yep.
Give me the ability to set what I want it to level to, or auto level all the way up or something.
Yeah. I do really love that about console, about the auto leveling. I think it's great.
You can't choose to stop it at, like, say, level 4 for a cast when damage taken, though, or something.
Not ahead of time. What you do is when it's at its level, you say don't level anymore. So you go into your inventory screen and pretend it would be like right-clicking a gem. In this game, right-clicking the gem moves it around or something, I think. So it would be like right-clicking a gem would bring up a menu, and then that menu would be like, stop leveling.
That is still a problem, because you'd have to remember that.
Yeah, but you know what? Unless you're going to stop it at level 19, it's so easy. Like, oh, shoot, I didn't get it. And so you buy the gem again, or you know, and then it's like, for me, let's say I'm stopping my bone offering at level 8, right? So it can trigger with a cast and damage taken 1 or 2, whatever it is. It doesn't take long, especially the farther along you get, to get back up to 8 and then stop it. And most of the time what you do is because you don't want it to level, you'll lock it right away. You'll go through, and then the next time you stop, whether it's finishing a map, finishing a delve event, whatever it is, then you go back into your inventory. It's like, okay, yep, it's ready. So you unlock it, then lock it, and then it'll do the next level. So I do prefer it because I very rarely make a mistake with it. And it's hard for me, like, okay, wait, which cast when damage taken is this? When I'm on PC, I'm looking at the screen like, wait, which cast when damage taken is this? And then I have to, like, basically unsocket all of them except for one. No, that's not the right one. And so I do like it.
I don't like that. I wouldn't want the need to go back in and turn something to tell it to stop or whatever. But even if they had a shortcut in the game that was just level all gems, like if I could hit Control I or whatever a thing is, and any of my current gems ready to level.
Oh, when they're all stacked like that, on the side. Okay, yeah.
Just give me something to do it quick. It kills me in an event or in any situation to not level them up right away, because I know it's small, but I feel like I'm losing out on some of that XP for the gem to continue leveling, and they're so effing small.
What? Yeah.
And if you misclick, especially in Delve, you're running off into the dark.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. That was one thing that was just driving me crazy, and it really made it apparent to me, because you get so many skills.
Yeah.
You know, as you're going through, all of a sudden you're like, oh, these ones all unlocked. This is what I want. I got this set up.
That's not just for Endless Delve. It's the same thing when you're mapping or when you're leveling.
It was just bigger in Endless Delve because you have access to everything right then.
Yeah, you can
and
get
it's all
your
leveling
right
together
off the bat. Yeah.
But the event itself was fun. I got to maybe depth 95.
Oh, good for you.
Or something. I got the free box, and then I do like that they do the little prizes. But what did I play? I played Shaq's Vortex. Actually, I played around with Shaq's Vortex build. Yeah, it's fine. It was good.
Awesome.
I didn't pay enough attention. This is the thing. I didn't have much time leading up into Endless Delve, so I was like, Shaq's a cool guy. He always talks about Vortex. I'll try out his build. I didn't actually look much into it, though. I just like, here's a tree. I can follow a tree. I know how the setup for his trees. I changed it around a little bit, but I didn't play around with actually understanding, the Wintertide brand is actually really cool and how it all works. And then with Vortex, so I could have spent a bit more time understanding it, and it would have worked a bit better for me, but it was good.
Yeah, it's a rock solid build. Play it again sometime when you have more time, because it's a really good rock solid
RS
build.
next, because that's a private league.
Can't wait.
I still haven't figured out what I'm gonna play.
You haven't
figured that out today.
Oh yeah, no. That's right. I'll be trying a minion elementalist for RF.
Yeah. By 50 you better have RF on.
Well, the
If
reason
you ever get there.
I had 2 guides before. Oh, actually, before I get into this, I should just say sorry, my kid was coughing at the same time. Didn't know if you need me to start over. With Endless Delve, the thing that killed me the most was not being able to get out of the enemy. Like, I'm desperately trying not to get trapped by the enemies as they're running around, but so many times, and I'm trying different skills. I'm leveling different skills up at trying to make sure that they're strong enough, or that, based on AoE, doing things like Purifying Flame, which has a wicked AoE right off the bat. I'm trying to get to level 4 so that I can get SRS, right? Because SRS is obviously the best. And anyway, yeah, like 90% of my deaths were, maybe even all of them. I just always give some leeway to being an idiot, but 90% of my deaths were just getting stuck, can't phase out,
Yep.
can't get out. But also, I do forget this a lot, and it's easy because, like, and I find like so many complaints against the game are people kind of stuck in their way. Like, I think Ziz is awesome, I think Mathel's awesome, but you remember the conversation they had with Chris, right? Ziz was saying these kind of gems aren't good enough. Like, they all need to be the best, whereas Math was saying there's some that are going to be superior, but so many of them are capable of doing the content, and there was kind of like a difference of perspective there. And so many times when I'm criticizing the game, I forget that there's so many different ways to play, i.e. movement skill. So I don't, like, here I am complaining about getting stuck and dying to people because there's no way out, because I never play with a movement skill. I don't even think about getting it. I didn't even think about looking for one and having the occasional flame dash. I don't even know if that's available at the time, but anyway.
I got to depth, whatever it was, 95-ish. I don't remember what level I was. I never saw a Quicksilver Flask drop. Through my whole experience, I never got one.
Level 2 or level 1 they start dropping?
I don't know, but I got none through the whole Endless Delve event. Never got a Quicksilver Flask.
I got 2. And you know what I did with them?
Bender?
No, I just put them in my thing.
Anyway, there were a bunch of MTX. Came out this week.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of really cool ones.
Were they? Did you like any of them? I like
portals. Even if I don't like the portal, I like portals. To me, that's like,
yep.
I don't know. It's something because they have that random system. Like, I'm always nervous buying a skin for my character because I have moods. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I feel like an all nature mood. Sometimes I feel like something dark, like the Wrangler set. Sometimes I feel like something epic but flamboyant, and I'm just like this crazy on fire person. And so, but you go through moods. So, like, you'll spend $60, getting the whole set, footprints, whatever, and then you're not in the mood for it anymore. Whereas a portal, you just have the random thing on, and it's like, man, that's a nice portal.
They still need to come up with that suggestion you had, which is let me disable some of them from that random selection.
I agree. Yeah. Every time I see these free portals we're getting for these 4 events that they're happening are really good.
Really good.
The purple one from Twitch, no thanks. And honestly, there's some times where I like a portal, but that random thing, it's almost like it doesn't work. And it's like, I'll get this orange portal 4 times in a row.
Yeah, in a row.
And I'm like, that. And I go and I check to make sure random's on, and it is. And I'm like, I know this is random. This is exactly how random works, but I don't like how random's working. I'd like to disable the portal for a few days. And then, later
when you get a new portal, do you ever just switch to that one permanently for a little bit? I do.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see it at least like 6 times.
No.
So that I know I have it. It's fine. I like it.
No, for me, I don't. And then it's even extra exciting, because then I'll forget about it, especially because I have such good luck with loot boxes. Like, when you get those free MTX, they've had a few.
I got a garbage one from Delve.
Did you? I do get the occasional hideout one, but I got another aura. I got a portal. I got another aura. Like, I'm getting the stuff that I like and that I use, so it's pretty sweet. But yeah, there's some good ones. So there's a crystal, Arctic crystal portal. Couple other cool things. I saw there was some of the conversation in our Discord about another celestial MTX. They're really pacing themselves out well. They went through a few years ago where it was celestial only. But for anyone who doesn't know, celestial is their biggest moneymaker. They put out celestial, they'll get way more buys than anyone else. And I gotta say thanks to GGG for not like pumping them out weekly just to give some variety. I think they're doing an awesome job with it. I used to laugh at them and criticize them about it. I think they're doing an awesome job with it. But anyway, I'm still excited to get the pirate pack that's only available. I forget what it's called, but it's only available on
Nexus.
Yeah, Yeah, that one's awesome. $60 American for us is like $1 billion
80
Canadian. Was it 80? Okay.
Yeah.
So with all
80.
the house stuff, that's not really feasible at the moment, but I'm saving. I'm putting away. Instead of having like 20 coffees a day, I'm having 18 and a half. So I'm putting my money
There you
away.
go.
Yeah, see? You know.
That's like $7 savings.
Willpower. Yeah.
Sweet.
Let's see. Oh, the concept art. Looking forward to seeing our YouTube video with all the concept art. That's nice.
So is this the Scourge one? Was this the Scourge fan art? Or no, concept art is their stuff. The fan art was the other thing that they had.
Yeah, fan art. They did have fan art. Yeah. And
Did
I
did you look at it? The fan art?
yes, and like I'm always amazed by it. The fact that people put their time and their resources, especially the ones that are like physically made.
Yep.
But this one, like, I was really captivated by a few. There was one picture where there was one of the female characters you can play. She's reaching for an exalt that's held by one of the enemies, but they're floating together, almost like caressing and dancing. There was some medallions that were out. There was one that was like basically Doom, the video game.
Yeah.
But like, and there were so many good ones, like physical
Did you see the
sculptures. Oh,
the very last one, it was like the Haunted Mansion pictures. It glitches and changes.
no way.
You have to look at it.
I'm bringing it up right now.
Like, if you scroll down through it, you might miss it because you might scroll right past the very last one. But if you leave it on the very last one for like half a second, it's made by somebody named NemEQ.
Wow, so smart.
Isn't that cool?
So that's like,
it reminded me of Haunted Mansion, like where they shift. And the thing that's fun is you just keep looking at it to watch each of the characters. Like, how did each of them change?
oh, see, it makes me so nauseous, but I like some of
Really
them that
cool.
are always serious, they're smiling. But then all of a sudden you look at Jun, and instead of when the smiling one, it's just like she has blood and red all. Oh, wow. Anyway, yeah,
Really
it was
cool.
it was a pretty captivating not best of, but hey, check out some of the, like, I don't think the event's done yet, but
Yep, very well done.
yeah. Yeah, really
What else?
cool.
Is that it for this week?
Yeah, it
Core
was
packs are ending soon. Whatever that means, new ones are coming.
yeah, but oh, you know what though? The reason that I put that in is I really like the core packs. The core packs are the ones that last all year, right? They're not the league specific ones. And so this one last year, I guess, this is the reminder where they revamped kind of like Masters a bit, right? And so, you know, all of the masters that they had been prepping for us, like Einhard, you know, they all came through, and so it was kind of like a reinvigoration of the master system. Of course, they've changed it a few times already with how hideouts work, but that one Abyss pack, oh my goodness, I
Portal's
wish I had
awesome.
that. It was just so neat looking. And I think it came with that pet too, that floating pet that was kind of like, remember the Sin and Innocence pack that you had? I think it might have been around when Oriath came out. They were like these two cherubs. There was a dark cherub and a white one. Oh, no, it must have been a mystery box because you could have combined them at some point.
I think so.
But you had the white one and the black one, and they're running around. They have like these gorgeous streaks behind them, but they're still small. I absolutely loved it. And this one had basically the same kind of thing, but it was pot-bellied little green baby monster.
Did it? I don't remember seeing the pet with it.
Super cool.
Huh.
Anyway,
that is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I really liked it. It'll be sad to see them go because I loved every single one of those. So I'm excited to see what the new ones are. It baffles me how they can keep coming up with new stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, nice small week in PoE land, but it was pretty exciting. Did you have a PoE week this week?
Mine was the Delve, so that was it. So how was yours?
All right. Actually, still really good. To me, I played a ton, which is basically 2 sessions. I like to guarantee myself at least 1. I hope for 3. I got in 2 sessions this week, and it was pretty good. I'm going through Delve. Remember, for standard players, a lot of like your master stuff reset for the first time ever. Like, this is the first time you could redo your Atlas passives. This is the first time you could redo, or basically your Delve tree or tunnels, whatever you call it, got reset. So I'm still going through. I'm going down. What did I unlock to? Something like 298 for Delve. But now it's just a straight line down to 298 when they reset it. So now I'm starting at the top, and I'm just going for all the nodes I like, even if it's like depth level 10. If there's a currency tab there, I'm going for it. If there's an abyss tab, wherever it would be, I'm going for it. So I'm going for all the fancy ones that I like and that interest me, and it's a lot of fun. I think I'm down to depth. I don't know. I'm at monster level 81, so I think that's still close to, I don't know, the new
what depth were you
levels
before? Do you
compared to
remember?
The depth was in the 290s. And so that's just permanently monster level 83, but then they throw on a whole bunch of mods. Right now I'm at monster level 81. Can't really remember, but it's been a lot of fun to just go back through and the excitement of seeing new paths and going through, and I've been quite enjoying it. I have been focusing mostly on my Righteous Fire character. Uh, for me, with the way that I like to play Righteous Fire, I don't like a lot of the extra buttons. I don't like requiring items per se. And so Righteous Fire, just as a design without requiring certain items and just items being a bonus, it doesn't do a lot of damage because you're focusing on survivability, right? And I've even removed skitterbots and put in determination, as almost everybody is for their builds. I really hope determination doesn't change, but so I've lowered the damage a little bit more. But Righteous Fire just isn't strong enough as an individual skill with the way that I like to do my guides. So I like to have a secondary skill there for bonus damage. RF can clear, no problem. Keep it as a 4-link. I think a 6-link is almost a waste considering what a secondary skill could give you for damage instead. In a lot of cases, I know everyone that like it's a theory crafting game. You could do a billion other things, and I know there's a lot of options. But for the stress-free way, RF 4-link, and so I'm looking for a nice secondary skill for that bonus damage when you're just kicking around. And I like having the bonus survivability linked to that. So I'm really into Leech with Righteous Fire. And so right now I have Incinerate, and Incinerate got cut down hard. And the only reasoning that the patch notes or the fake dev manifesto gave us was, well, because Elemental Overload will really help it. Okay. It's still very weak in comparison to anything else. So I like the channeling because I like infused channeling because it buffs Righteous Fire as well, right? And so I was playing around a lot with totems. I was playing around a lot with Flame Blast. I was playing around a lot with Firestorm, which really made me nauseous really quick. Having 3 totems casting Firestorm. Oh my goodness. It really made a too busy screen for me. So anyway, I went all over the place. I'm playing a whole bunch of different stuff. I tried Searing Bond. I tried Scorching Ray. I still don't like Scorching Ray. It aims too
awesome
exact for me.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like I'm controlling an analog stick on PC because it's just like wherever your mouse is, it just gradually goes. There's no AoE. It's a very small line. Like I can't aim like that. And so most of the time I'll be standing still, making myself vulnerable for that bonus damage. But it'll take me a while to get that bonus damage there. And then, of course, even if you have faster casting on it, it's still going to take a tiny bit of time of vulnerability for me to actually get it to max stacks to get the bonus damage worthwhile. So, and I'm too vulnerable and too slow for that to be worthwhile. So the aiming just doesn't work well for me. It's almost like a melee skill for me, I guess you could say. So it's funny. So I'm going through and I'm doing all this testing and I'm doing all this mapping, trying so many other different skills, leveling a whole bunch in the background so I can swap them out and there's still a decent level to try things out with. And then there was this one boss setup. I think it was what's it's like outside pathway. There's 2 bosses at the end that do cold damage. And you're on the wall. No, it's not plateau. Port something. I forget. Anyway, I'm doing that boss fight and I'm dying. I'm like, why am I not dying? Like I didn't redo my ascendancy so that I could leech with totems. So I know my leech is gone and my survivability will be a bit down, but I'm like, this is happening too fast. What's going on? Come across a metamorph that, of course, has really stupid mods on it, and I'm like, I expected better, even though I'm not optimized for this setup. So I throw on my current setup with Incinerate, no problem. Had a fantastic time. Damage wasn't what I wanted it to be because Incinerate got cut down, but the leech was there. It was awesome, and I hope Incinerate gets bumped back up because you know when you have like multiple totems, like the spell totem decreases your damage by 40-ish%. Multiple totems decreases that spell damage by like another 20-some%, 19. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so overall, it's like, okay, you're almost cutting your spell damage in half, but you're getting 3 of that spell instead of just 1. So technically, it should be more damage if 3 of those spells cast by the totems hit the target. Like, it's the same thing for Flame Blast, same thing for Purifying Flame. Like, you put Purifying Flame on a spell totem with multi-totem, and your DPS, if it all hits one character, is more, right? Because you're cutting the spell down by 50, but then you're adding 50 a total of 3 times. Makes sense. 150% more damage per se, right? Not perfect math. Incinerate's not like that. it does a lot less damage, even though you have 3 hitting the exact same target. So I hope it gets noticed or looked at. I hope GGG reconsiders it because I find it pretty weak. Still sticking with it though. What else? During that, Silo. You know how I love Racecourse because you could just hug the right and you clear the entire map minus those stupid slow dogs. Silo is exactly the same way.
For the most part, yeah. It does have some offshoots, but it always still does go linear.
And they're really small offshoots, though. It's not like that. What's that? Oh man, I really wish I could remember map
Silo,
names.
though.
What was it?
I don't remember exactly, but I do know that if it buffed a certain way, it can do a lot of damage. I can't remember what the model it's based on, but
gotcha.
And the map's good though.
Yeah. I love it. Absolutely love Silo. I'm going to put it on my favorites if it doesn't conflict with getting Racecourse. And then last thing I did this week was I brainstormed pretty good about finally getting a slow-mo character out. I thought I nailed it, man. I did it. I was so confident in it that I respec one of my occultists on console, standard occultists. Went through, had all the gems already high up because it was a similar idea to something I had a few leagues ago. Garbage.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know what I missed, but like all that damage that I could have guaranteed you had, it wouldn't move a boss. It cleared no problem. No problem. Flying through, everything's exploding. Get to a boss. Can't move the health bar on a T11 with magic T11 boss. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm getting one shot like crazy, so I don't know what I missed, but it was an unfortunate use of a free respec, that's for sure.
But you tried.
I did, yeah. But no, it was good. And I'm excited for our private league because Righteous Fire, man, I'm focusing all on minion damage for this one, and then I'm going to use Spiritual Aid, and that's going to be my primary damage. So that's how I'm going to do Righteous Fire, but then also my golems are going to be doing my my damage as well. And they're going to have Infernal Legion, but the Elementalist has it so that golems automatically respawn for 1, but Infernal Legion's not going to eat up any of their damage because there's a golem node that says, in the Elementalist, that says they don't take elemental damage. So it's like free Infernal Legion. And yes, it's a waste to have more than one Infernal Legion walking around, but I don't care. It's going to happen. So Stone Golems and Infernal Legion and Righteous Fire.
You just got to get past breaking the eggs.
Yeah. Oh, easy. But the Witch, I get to level with SRS, and I get that from breaking the eggs. So
yeah, you just have to get through breaking the eggs.
Easy. Just run away.
Yeah, that
worked well for me last time. Yeah. So have you thought about, while I was rambling and you not listening, have you thought about what you're going to do for the private league?
No. Probably Chieftain or Inquisitor. I think that's where I was at last time too, though.
Yeah, you have not made any progress.
Nah.
One thing before we take off, unless there was something else you want to bring up. So I'm looking at curses, right? I was looking at my slow-mo character, really increasing curse efficiency or whatever the terminology is now of curses. Not a lot of options on the tree, but they've added, and I've never played with it, but it's been a while, Doom. Have you thought about, know anything about the Doom mechanic in the game?
No, I didn't play with it at all. Like at all. I didn't want to try and figure it out. I didn't really like the change they made, and so I never touched it.
There is no information anywhere on it. It is
really
insane how difficult it is to find out how Doom scales. How do you get your... It's so weird. None of the wiki sites have it. Even like the go-to PoE didn't have an explanation that helped me figure it out. The game obviously has nothing. There's nothing that you're going to get from in the game. So I'm looking at the difference, like, okay, so I'm trying out Bane, right? You link some curses to it, or one, whatever. It does dot damage and applies a curse. Neat. Okay. Remove Bane, because that's technically a trigger skill, and you put on Impending Doom support, and that's one where you self-cast a curse. The curse is applied to them, but when the curse expires, you do damage with Impending Doom support, and that's based on the amount of Doom you gain. So I think your base amount of Doom that you get is 30, and that's based on a normal duration, but then if you increase the duration, do you increase your max Doom? I don't know. Does it just mean it takes you longer to get to max Doom? All of a sudden, I'm finding like my curses have like a 15-second duration. And I'm like, how does that work? I don't even know. Like, I don't even have any nodes selected that increase duration. So does increasing curse efficiency, increase curse duration? I don't know. And then there's a Doomsday keystone on the tree that I can't find any information on because all the questions about it are from 2020 when it first came out. So I'm like, okay, well, that's obviously not relevant. In PoE, you need reports that are within the last 3 weeks because GGG's made so many dramatic changes lately. Apparently, I don't even know. I'm gonna bring it up. You give me a second. Path of Building's coming up right here because I need to read this to you. Doomsday says, Doomsday, your hex curse spells create a hexed area for 1 second if you cast them yourself. Okay, sweet. So instead of applying it to the enemy, apply it to the ground, and then whoever's there gets it. Now it's only 1 second. Enemies in the hexed area are hexed. Makes sense. And the hex doesn't expire while in the hexed area. So I guess they're separating, there's a hexed area and then the hex, and they're the same, but for some reason they're separating it for me. Yeah, that makes no sense. Hexes applied this way don't gain doom over time. Instead, the hexes in the hexed area gain up to maximum doom when the hexed area ends. So I'm thinking you're not applying it to the person, you're applying it to the ground, and then within 1 second, boom, you get max doom applied. So I'm going through and I'm doing this and nothing's happening. I'm turning it on, I'm turning it off, I'm using impending doom support, I'm taking it off, I'm using Bane, I'm using everything I can. I can't see what Doomsday does. It makes no sense to me. Does it even work? I don't know. Like I'll spend hours trying to figure this out on PC the other day, and watch on 3.17 they're gonna have like a little patch, like patch number 112 is gonna say Doomsday now works correctly.
Or somebody's in the comments is gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't do this one thing."
So anyway, I have no idea what it does. I spent forever trying to revolve my build around actually doing damage with curses with Doom. I couldn't get valid information enough to actually be comfortable using my free respec for it. So I go to my max curse, 3 blasphemy toxic rain character and wasted it because I was so confident in it and I wasted it. I should have done the Doom one instead, but I just can't. There's just not. GGG needs to have somebody that makes sure that their normal, like just basic knowledge is available to people. Preferably really in game, but at least on the wiki that they advertise as their official wiki on their website, which is still working on 3.14.
Yeah, I can't give you any help. I have no idea. Never paid attention to it. Didn't really interest me.
Yeah, so Doom, it's going to be a thing.
Sweet. All right, we're going to wrap this up. It's time to get ready for a private league and also real life. Thank you guys so much for joining us for episode 114 of Forever Exile, the Path of Exile podcast. I'm Justin, aka Tags.
Tyler, Record of Days.
Patrons, we will catch you all in After Dark. Everybody else will see you in 115 and hopefully in the private league. If you're looking for more information, you can find it down below. We got a website, foreverexiled.com. We're on Twitter, foreverexiled82. We got a Discord that you should be on if you are not. And all of our supporty stuff is down below, Patreon, etc.
Justin doesn't read that. He's getting really good at that.
Did you notice I said supporty stuff?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's where
it was a mistake, and I liked it.
Reading, I was gonna say, even for those that thought you were reading, that's where you stopped reading. Because there's no way you write down supporty stuff.
I wrote supporty. That's right. It's in my notes.
That's right. Yeah, Grammarly tries to fix it.
You're awesome.
Agreed. Toodles.